This is Steve with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the starter clutch on a 2018 Yamaha YZ450F. So if your bike ever does this, chances are the starter clutch is bad. You can hear the solenoid click and you can hear the starter motor spin, and it might catch and turn the motor over slightly, but for the most part it just spins. And what the problem there is the starter clutch, it's a one-way gear. It'll spin one way, but if it goes the other way, it'll lock up and spin. And that's what's failing with the starter clutch. And so that's why it needs to be replaced. To do this job, you'll need some basic hand tools, a torque wrench, your tusk clutch holding tool, rags, rubber gloves, and safety glasses, along with an oil pan or a cup to catch coolant. You'll also need your starter clutch and a side cover gasket, and a copy of your OEM service manual for more information, proper procedures, and specs. To find your replacement starter clutch, use the OEM diagram or parts finder on our website. First, we need to disconnect the battery. We'll do that by removing the ground cable on the battery, or negative. Next, let's remove the skid plate and drain the coolant. Now we're using a clean container so that we can reuse our coolant once we've got our starter clutch installed. Okay, now that we've got that drained, if you need to change your oil, now would be a good time to go ahead and drain your oil. Now there's two ways that we can do our repair. We can either do it on a stand or we can lay the bike down. I prefer to lay the bike down because it's much easier to get to the starter than on a stand. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the bike down. So I simply just put a bike stand down and set the handlebar right on the bike stand. Now another benefit to laying your bike on its side is that you don't need to necessarily drain your oil. We have just changed the oil on this bike, and so we want to try and reuse and save our oil. And by laying it down, we don't need to drain it. Just as long as you can keep the whole area clean and not get any contaminants in your oil, then you're good to go. If you do, then you definitely want to drain it and change your oil. Now let's remove our brake lever and our coolant lines. We are using a bungee, but you can also use safety wire to hold your coolant line out of the way. Now we're ready to remove the side cover. Now you don't need to remove the water pump cover or the oil filter cover or the clutch cover. It will all come off in one unit. Now if you want to, you can remove the clutch cover just so you can see better, but it's not necessary. So let's go ahead and remove all of our fasteners that hold our side cover on. Now when you pull the side cover off, you want to pull it off evenly. And you want to make sure that you get your dowel pins. You don't want to drop them anywhere. There's also a coolant pin with an O-ring that you'll definitely not want to lose. Now we need to remove the whole clutch assembly. Our starter clutch is right behind it, so we need to get that out of the way so that we can get to our starter clutch. First, let's remove the clutch springs and bolts evenly in a crisscross pattern, followed by the outer clutch plate. Now our push rod thrust bearing. Now let's remove the clutch pack. Now let's use our tusk clutch holding tool so that we can remove our center nut. Now we can slide out the center hub, remove the washer, and now the basket. Now would be a good time to remove the old gasket. Now you can see right here that this is the actual starter gear attached to the idler gear and then to the starter clutch. And the starter clutch then turns the clutch basket. So let's go ahead and remove this cover that holds the idler gear and starter clutch. Now there's a washer on your starter gear, don't lose that. Now let's take some contact cleaner and a rag and clean our gasket surface. Make sure not to let any contaminants fall into your engine. Now would be a good time to clean all of your parts and inspect them. Now I've got the new start clutch here. Now what's going on with the old one is it wasn't grabbing. It'll spin freely one way and it's supposed to grab the other way. Now what the other one was doing is it would spin one way and it would spin the other way and it wouldn't engage the clutch basket and turn the motor over when you go to start it. And so that was the problem, and that's why we need to replace this so it will grab and turn the motor over, but once the motor's running, then it will spin freely. Now let's go ahead and install the start clutch. Now it's only going to go in one way. And if you look here, we have the smaller teeth or larger diameter sprocket down, and then the bigger teeth, smaller diameter sprocket facing up. Now for the idler gear, it'll be basically just the opposite. Bigger teeth, smaller diameter will go down, and the smaller teeth, bigger diameter will go up. Now it should mesh with your starter splines on your starter. Make sure both the idler gear and the starter clutch have their washers on top of them. Now let's install the cover. Now let's put a little thread locker and install our bolts and torque them to 8.9 foot-pounds. Now let's reinstall the clutch assembly the same way we disassembled it, starting with the clutch basket, a washer, inner hub, another washer, our conical washer, and our nut. And we're going to go ahead and torque this to 66 foot-pounds and using our Tusk clutch holder tool to do that. After our inspection of our parts, we decided that these clutch plates are junk. I mean, there's too much discoloration here and wear, and so we're going to go ahead and replace them with our Tusk competition kit. Now I've taken our kit and I've submerged them in oil, let them soak for a few hours, and we'll go ahead and install those. You just want to make sure to do that so that the pads get saturated with oil before you install them. Now let's install our push plate thrust washer. Now the pressure plate and our pressure springs and bolts. And we'll torque these to 7.4 foot-pounds in a crisscross pattern. Now let's install our water pump dowel with O-ring. And the dowel pins for our cover. And our new side cover gasket. Okay, now before we install the side cover, the water pump has a slot with two flat sides on it, and that needs to fit inside the counterbalancer. Now, if you need to line these up before you put the cover on, that's the easiest way to install it. Just make sure not to force it, and if you have to pull the cover off again to reline it up, go ahead and do so. Just don't force it. Now let's install our side cover fasteners and torque them to 7.4 foot-pounds. Now let's install our coolant line, and we'll torque that bolt to 7.4 pounds as well. Now let's install our brake lever. Make sure to get the spring on, and make sure to get your cotter pin or safety clip in place. Now let's reinstall our skid plate. Now let's stand our bike back up. We'll add our coolant now. If you've drained the oil, now would be a good time to add new oil in it. Then let's reconnect the battery. Now we just need to check to make sure that our starting clutch is working correctly. And the last thing, we just need to readjust our clutch cable. And that's it. That's all there is to replacing the starter clutch on your 2018 YZ450F. For more parts like this starter clutch or our Tusk clutch kit, come check us out at RockyMountainATVMC.com. And if you like what you see here, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Steve. We'll catch you next time.